Turning to a billion-dollar case that's putting pressure on Fox News over alleged lies, as well as something that rarely happens, putting actual heat on one of the most powerful people in the world, right-wing media titan Rupert Murdoch. We reported on this just last week. He went under oath for 2 days, ending Friday in L.A., and we have been making calls, but there are no great details yet leaking about what he said under oath. But he is at the heart of this defamation case, which has already forced Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, and others to testify about allegedly airing these lies and other conspiracy theories that they knew to be false. That's an important detail. And pushing all of this at a great cost, not only to American democracy, which is a wider debate, but specifically to the Dominion Voting Systems Company, which has the standing, the legal right to sue over it. Now, Murdoch has been pressed and pushed. There's allegations that he knew of the lies but encouraged the anchors to perpetuate them, that he was calling the shots directly. Well, we do have some new information tonight about filings in court that are putting more heat on Fox. So again, if we get any details about what Murdoch said, we'll tell you. We don't have that, but we do have this, the defense filings from Fox. And it looks like, according to some, they are basically doubling down on some debunked fraud claims. We also have a new statement tonight from the Dominion side of the case to our team here at The Beat. They argue against Fox News that, quote, instead of acting responsibly and showing remorse, Fox is doubling down by publicly stating they're proud of this Dominion-related coverage. NPR also reporting that these filings have Fox's attorneys offering basically, quote, omitted context with assertions that have been debunked and rebutted in court challenges. The Fox team has basically tried to cling to one major argument here, that it is newsworthy to cover any election fraud claims made by, say, the then outgoing lame duck president or his aides. But that's not the whole issue. You could, for example, refer to something a president says, but also note that it's false. And if you secretly and privately know it's false but don't say that, well, now you might be in a murkier set of waters for defamation. Here's some of what they were saying.
Dominion came under heavy fire after allegations that their machines caused thousands of votes in one Michigan county to be switched from Donald Trump to Joe Biden.
The machines can be hacked. There's no question about that. Their machines can be hacked.
The president's lawyers alleging a company called Dominion, which they say started in Venezuela with Cuban money and with the assistance of Smartmatic software, a backdoor is capable of flipping votes.
We have evidence of how they flipped the votes, how it was designed to flip the votes.
No, they didn't. You may have seen the stamp we put on there to be as clear as possible. I just showed you that material because it is evidence of alleged defamation, evidence of knowing malicious lies. We didn't show it to you because it's somehow true or otherwise newsworthy, except for this case. Now, the hardest thing to prove in these kind of cases, especially with journalism, where you actually have people on who might say things that aren't true or that people disagree with, the hardest thing is to get inside the mind of the journalists. Because, as you may know from the law, intent matters a great deal. Well, when it comes to some of these anchors, there are smoking guns provided by the anchors themselves. Take Sean Hannity. You just saw him there in what he was saying at the time, misleading his audience. But here's what he admitted when pushed under oath in testimony in this very case. Quote, I didn't believe for 1 second Donald Trump's fraud claims. Now, the lawyers are trying to get exactly those kind of admissions under oath, enough of them to win this kind of case, and it is a high bar. Dominion told us tonight that Fox News doesn't show remorse and that they basically are being aggressive with this suit because the lawyers say they have the receipts.
We told them. We told them in real time. Others told them. Government officials told them. Partisan government officials told them. People inside the Trump administration told them. Local election officials on both sides of the aisle told them. This is not a matter of not knowing the truth. They knew the truth.
They knew. They knew it was a lie. And they went out and presented it, allegedly, in the most misleading possible way. Disrespect to democracy, disrespect to their own audience, and now that this case is doing something very rare, which is peeling back layers, forcing people like Mr. Hannity and Mr. Murdoch, who have tons of money for lawyers and tons of tricks to try to get out of this? No. They are stuck cooperating, participating, and under oath admitting sometimes they just lie to their audience. The trial, if nobody settles, is slated for April.